Hello, 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 and welcome back to your favorite podcast. That's right, another episode of This Is Me Attitude Podcast coming at you live from my bedroom. And just like every other episode, you're going to be talking with me, Rachel, a 20-year-old something girl just trying to figure this crazy life out and bringing you along the way on this crazy, awesome adventure. So let's go. Let's dive right into the good stuff today. And today's episode comes with a little bit of a warning, just so everybody's on the same page. Today's episode is going to be all about what it says in the title, which is gratitude plus faith equals unstoppable. So, that word faith kind of brings up some feathers in some people, and I just want to let everyone know from the get-go that yes, I'll be talking about my faith, and yes, I'll be talking about God, because that's who I believe in and why I believe that we're here. So, if that's in your vibes and you want to listen and continue, please do. If not, I totally understand and just want to let you know from the start. Gratitude plus faith equals unstoppable is something I wrote this morning when I was making another graphic for our Instagram page. Sorry, I couldn't remember what I was trying to say. And if you haven't already followed us over on Instagram, please go do that. It's at This Is Me Attitude Podcast, but not the point of this episode. When I was writing it, it just kind of came to me. And then I saw it in front of me, and I realized that's exactly what it is. If you have gratitude in everything in life, if you are thankful for all the things you have, if you are thankful that you got up today, if you are thankful that you can walk around today, that you can write, that you can listen to this episode, plus you have faith in God, or whatever else you believe in, you, my friend, are going to be freaking unstoppable in anything that you do. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And whatever you are in, that could be anything. But you are going to be unstoppable. And to continue from last week's episode about talking about the book, The Magic, which if you have not checked out that episode, please go back and listen to it, because I go more in depth about it. But between reading that book for the last month or so and being very consistent in reading my Bible and my faith and talking to God, I feel so much better. I do honestly feel like I am unstoppable in creating episodes for this podcast and working on my other online business and really anything that gets put in front of me. But with feeling that way, that doesn't mean that things do not get put in front of me, and that does not mean that life is just daisies and wonderful and easiness for Miss Rachel. No, not at all. Actually, I feel like it's been the exact opposite since being more grateful, and that's what we're going to dive into. And just like every other episode, I got steps for you and how I get through the hard and get through the messy. So here is 1, 2, and 3 steps to do that. And if you have listened to an episode before, you know that I list out the steps and then I go back and talk about each step. So, to keep it consistent, that's what we're going to do today. Number 1, when I have an issue or something that I feel like I need to go through and that I need to just take a step back, that's exactly what I do. Number 1, take 3 big, deep breaths and walk away from the situation if I can. Most of the time when I get frustrated, it's from working, so I'm a lot of times at my computer, so I will legit get up from my desk, walk away, take 3 big deep breaths. If that works and I feel good, I go back to doing whatever I was doing, I go back to work, whatever it is. If that does not feel good and I feel like I need more, number 2 is I send a prayer up to the big guy. Yep, I talk to God like he's my best friend because, well, he is. He's helped me get through a lot, and my faith has helped me get through a lot, and I would not be standing where I am today if it was not for him, in more reasons than one, and that's for a completely different episode, so we're just going to keep moving on with that. But I talk to him. I send a prayer of saying something along the lines of, I know I will not get through this without you. I don't understand why you've put me in this situation, but I know that you have for a reason. Something along those lines. So number 3 is I write out or say out loud what I am grateful for. So now let's go back to number 1 and really dive into 1, 2, and 3. I don't know why I'm talking like this today, but my energy is all over the place, so bear with me. Number 1, like I said, I do take the 3 big deep breaths, and I count in my head. And sometimes when I take the deep breaths, I do a little bit of breath work where I'll hold my breath for 3 seconds and then let go for 3 seconds, or do like a square box breath work. If you're not sure what that is, highly suggest it and go look it up. So that's a little bit more in depth about what I do with that. And with also number 1, if I'm not in a spot where I can physically walk away, I will just close my eyes and take deep breaths. I've noticed that makes a huge difference. Number 2, when I send a prayer up to the big guy and when I talk to him, I like to be in a completely excluded area from everyone else, if I can be. I like to physically go down on my knees and put my hands down like you would see any other, like, quote unquote typical way of praying. Like, I just feel like that's the way I'm best connected to God. And I pray. I talk to him. And I legit talk to him like he is my best friend, because I feel like he is. So there's more description on that. Number 3, every morning I write down 10 things I'm grateful for. And I started out by saying, I am beyond blessed for this because of this. 10 things on a piece of paper, physically write it out every single day. And on the days that I need more, I will write out maybe 20. It just depends on how I'm feeling, and if I'm going through these steps, that usually means that I'm not feeling the greatest, so I usually write more. Oh my goodness! Just like that, we made it through another stinking episode. Thank you so much for listening to all of my different steps of how I've gotten through different things. Thank you so much for believing in me and the fact that I can bring this information to you. And thank you so much for being here. I super duper appreciate it. And I would love to hear what you think about this episode. If you like it, go take me over on Instagram. Go share this episode with somebody else that you think is going to resonate with it or going to need to hear these words. Because I cannot get this awesome message out without the help of you. So thank you so very much and have a fantastic rest of your day.